my mask, just as I was once a man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Savage Land. Welcome back to another episode of
G.I. Joe
is G.I. Joe.
And today on G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. I want to talk about a few topics that's been on my mind. I've really been kind of in the cut this summer, really busy in my daytime, hustling and bustling and grinding with that, still trying to get my business on the right track. So I really been caught up with that, and also, man, just really ain't been too much to talk about, to be quite honest. We got a few plans that I'll probably start doing lives in the fall. Pick me 2 days I want to do. I actually want to do Saturday mornings. Nobody's really doing Saturday mornings. I'm always up Saturday morning, so I think that'll be cool, something cool to do, and do a late night one during the week where I'm unapologetically savage. But let's get into G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. I got a few different topics I want to go over, but first off, I want to give a shout out to Soldado Coleccionista. He actually, my man Javier, he's actually a member of my channel, always comment, real cool brother. He does his reviews completely in Spanish. I can't understand Spanish. I can understand it a little bit what he's saying, but he has a nice voice, nice tone, and I think it's a great lane for Spanish speaking people. Cornelius Smith, G.I. Joe, steady pounding, putting out videos, comments on my channel. Seemed like a brother very passionate about action figures, man. He has the Naga hide up now. He has the Wolverine review, so check him out if you can. Shout out to those two brothers. We'll get right to business. We'll get into the Comic-Con stuff that I've seen so far, and then we'll get into the rest of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, because the juiciest, hottest stuff is everything that's dropping at Comic-Con. Just what interests me so far. A lot of these pictures are courtesy of my man Steve-O8080. Y'all check him out on Instagram. Usually when I'm on my Instagram, that's why I see the photos come through first. Usually my man Steve-O8080. That's who photos I'll be using. But Starduster looks pretty cool. I like him. I can just see this basically as a Duke rehash. He has the blue shirt. It might be just Duke shirt all over again. I like the fatigues. I like the light blue look. He's a simple soldier, but very in the pocket, on point. I can see this soldier being for anybody as far as Starduster, man. I think that looks pretty cool. I actually really like the way he looks. Of course, Duke was a great figure, and to me, some parts could be changed up, but this is just Duke rehashed all over again. The Raptor looks really good. Kind of mimics Vulture's wing setup as far as the Marvel Legends or the MCU Vulture, with the propellers kind of in the inside of the wing, kind of almost giving more like a robotic type wing setup, which he looks pretty cool. He looks better to me with the Hawk, like kind of bird helmet. I like the light blue on the nose, the yellow. It's almost like a real life bird coloring, especially with that light blue around the beak area. But he looks pretty dope. He's not nobody I'm crazy over, but he's not a bad looking figure. Like I said, face sculpt looks pretty decent. Nothing crazy about it in the pocket, but it looks more menacing, more better when he has that hood over his head, which looks like a bird. So the Cobra Rattler leads 9,000 backers by September 9th. I believe the first tier is a group of patches, and you have to get to 11,000 to get these stupid patches. Like, come on, man, that's really kiddie stuff. But oh well, I still believe it's gonna fund what it's gonna fund. And then the second tier is 14,000, where you have another like Cobra Trooper / like pilot, and then the third tier is 18,000. So you have to additionally get another 9,000 backers past the initial one to get to the third tier, which is the Baroness, which is known for driving the Cobra Rattler, which makes sense, man. But them patches, like, come on now. But I will say this, as far as the Rattler to get where it needs to be, the bar is low. 9,000, that's really not a lot. I really believe it's gonna do that, but that's a missed opportunity. You at least should just forked up another. Do like how you did the G.I. Joe 3 3/4. I can't think of it. You know, the jet, which you gave some Cobra ground guys or some G.I. Joe ground guys. You could have put a Cobra ground guy for that next tier. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I haven't seen the price on that yet. But really, what kind of set me back is the woman Marine. I believe she's a Marine or whatnot, but she has like a ghillie suit, 2 different heads. She looks really good. The halo jumper looks good with the parachute and all the accessories it comes with. So it's kind of came into me just now. I just seen them all. I'm gonna take a look this weekend at some more of the figures, and I'll also maybe do another one by the end of the weekend on what I really think when I have time to sit down and soak it all in. But it is for sure we are getting a Cobra Rattler, and it looks good. It looks good. They're gonna be really showing off the actual physical render of it tonight. So let's start out with my trip to Ollie's. Yesterday I could not find the tiger paw, so to make up for that, I had to feed my rage and brought 5 Zaranas. But man, why not? At this point it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? $5 for Zarana. I just brought 5 Zaranas for $5, so I think that's cool for Kit Bash. Cool for just later on down the road. And trust me, I did not buy her out. There's plenty of Zaranas in Ollie's right now for $5, and that was in Wilmington. But on my next day of searching for the tiger paw, because I was out of town, so I was like, let me try to hit up some Targets. And I stumbled across New Bern, North Carolina. I was coming from Beaufort, North Carolina, which is out in the Outer Banks, and walked into this huge, beautiful Ollie's. I mean, it's the biggest Ollie's I've seen, and it was a gold mine. Stumbled across the Bucky cap for $10, and they had like 10 of them up there. So shout out to my man Zilla. He put the Outback head on a Bucky cap body, and it is dope. Like, Outback head, old man Outback head fits perfect on this Bucky cap body, man. What I did was heated it up with the hair dryer, and I just basically took like a little paring knife and kind of just shaved a little bit, because the ball for Bucky cap is a little bit big for the old man Outback head, and my old man Outback body actually has a snow job head on it, and I had to alter that ball. So this head was just sitting around, and this is fire. A simple Kit Bash old man Bucky cap Outback, which is dope. So Ollie's still has the deals. I've been seeing them, but I just really hadn't been up in there. Also, I finally pulled the trigger on the Ramen Toys Hunter tank. Right now they have a early bird special where the tank is $200, and this tank is totally worth $200. If you paid $300 for the his tank, this tank is totally worth $200. I'm back in Ramen now. I've seen them in person at Joe Fest. Beautiful tank. And right now with the early bird special, they knocked like $50 off, so it's like $140, but it's $50 a ship, so you eventually end up paying $200 anyway. But also with the 50, you can put a $50 deposit down, and then they charge you the rest of the money when it finally ships. Ships fourth quarter 2025. This tank is totally worth $140. This tank is totally worth putting $50 deposit down, just pay later on, especially if you pay for the HISS. Now, once you start adding on the attachments like the Wolverine missile launchers and the land bridge, those things are $80, $90 a piece. You're right back up to a HISS tank price. So like I said, once again, this thing is totally worth it from the $150 all the way up to the $300, because the land bridge is massive. The missile launcher for the Wolverine tank, or you could change it up. The regular Hunter tank looks like the Mauler, but we already know what it is. And Ramen Toys, from what I've seen with that bread truck, that razor, that ramen razor, and I'm even gonna fall back and get that orange Hell Charger. Not the Hell Charger, but the orange one without the stickers, Duke's Hazard stickers, with them terracotta seats, that orange and tan. That's something I would ride. You know what would be cool? If somebody could 3D print like some 24s to throw on that. And that lets me roll into my next topic. With G.I. Joe, this is the year of repaints and redos. I said on an episode earlier that they weren't going to make a lot of figures this year, but they have, but not as much as last year. I think last year it maybe got into like the 50, 60, was it like 80 figures? I don't think it was 80. It was a lot. Now I don't have the hard count on it, but I just remember somebody saying it was going to be about mid 30s, maybe 40 figures that they make, and that looks like the pace they're on. This is the year of repaints and redos. I could really go off the top and just name some of the figures that's been redone, and even for the better. You got Duke, which is definitely an upgrade. Scarlet, an upgrade. You got Beachhead, Shockwave there. Now we see Falcon has a new head sculpt. And also things like Roadblock finally getting reshoot with the Ma Dupes, which that's a repaint redo. And then all of the repaints, like a lot of repaints as far as retro line. Repainted the Eel, repainted the Snow Serpent, and just so many other figures. So basically you get what I'm saying. Now there's been some splashes of just some new figures, new molds, but I think this year's predominantly been taken over by repaints and redos, kind of giving themselves time to catch up, at least what I'm thinking, and get some figures back there that they can redo, and also kind of gear up for, I guess, maybe the next year, just kind of flood with figures, because I really been liking the pace this year, especially with me. You know, I brought a lot of classified, so it gives a little bit of time for you to catch up, and for people who wasn't on the line early, which they really get the real treat. Like I said, with me, with the deep collector, that's cool to have the earlier ones, but if you don't care about that, this is kind of the time you want to come in. Last year, this year, because you're getting a lot of the upgrades, the correct looking figure. Well, not necessarily the correct looking figure, but more traditional looking figure, and you're getting some better figures that were produced before, which they wasn't bad before, but they're actually even better than before. That is this episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, man. I hope you guys are having a great summer. Like I said, put out some videos when I can, man. I'll probably jump really strong back into things in about a month, man, and get back to it, man. But right now I'm out here on the grind. Hey, this is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of G.I. Joe. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe, hit up my Instagram at Geppetto910. And with that being said, God bless.